to the podcast. Y'all know every week y'all know every week I still be doing stuff. My director is over here half directing. I just talked to my bro a minute ago, so I gotta send him this. But what's crazy is they both not. Okay, sorry, hold on. Y'all, hold on, okay? Hold just one second. Oh boy. I'm trying to send my brother link to the podcast. LA Bam. Is that TJ? LA. Damn. Huh? Okay. Oh shoot. I don't know your dang what's name. Oh my gosh. What is his name? This is what I'm sorry, y'all. I'm really because my brother is in the hospital, so I'm trying to get him up on here and know what his name is. I don't know how I was gonna send him the. Let me see. Okay, how about I just paste it? If I just go there and I just do it on my own. How about I just do that? Okay, y'all. Hey, y'all. Hey, I just really wanted to be on time because you know me. I want to be on time for y'all. So even if I'm not ready, what I'm gonna do is what I'm gonna do is uh wait, this ain't it. I don't think this is Richard, what's JJ's phone number? Can you shoot it to me real quick? Or text me and him in the group so I can respond while I'm live trying to get this for him. Okay, y'all. Hey, y'all. Hey, it's me, your girl, Big Mama. And we is live. And we is doing this. And we is back for a whole we is back for a whole nother session today. Okay? So what we're gonna be talking about is Sonsbands. So I thank y'all for coming to the show. Thank y'all for coming out. God bless. Thank y'all for coming out. God bless. And we're gonna be talking about Sonsbands tonight. But before we get to that, uh, what is okay? I would first like to thank you guys for coming to my show. And even though ain't nobody here but me right now, and I will also like to say, hey y'all, hey, it's me, your girl, the crazy melanin princess, aka Big Mama. And we getting into it this week, okay? So I appreciate y'all for coming on my line. You know, Big Mama have to show the roles. You know what I'm saying? Because every week, what would I be if I don't show up and got roles? Like, they used to be abs, but now they rolls, and it's okay. Because the holidays is coming, and people like rolls. That's all I got to say is, okay. Um, the holidays is coming, and people like rolls. So there you go. So thank y'all for joining. Um, y'all can like the podcast. You can share my podcast. I would prefer if you subscribe to the podcast and hit the notification button, the bell in the podcast. And the reason being is whenever I decide to go live, even if it's not on Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. Central, hello, you still get notified of me going live. And you be like, let me just go on over there and see what this girl talking about with her crazy stuff. You know? Cause that's what we be doing. So before I get started, what y'all drinking? What y'all this mine. So the theme of tonight is green. Why? Because I just came back from Vegas. And even though I come back with all the money and I showed it, ooh, I just wasted this on myself. And I showed and come back victorious as it relates. Gosh, I need a little towel. You know, I always need a little towel. I be wasting stuff up here. My Raiders did not come back victorious. We ain't gonna talk about that. So let's talk about drugs and alcohol. Green tea martini, because again, the night's green. So green tea martinis. I don't got no green edible, but this is the edible that I am on tonight. It's called Dr. Norm's Gummy Max. So I was prescribed. I wasn't prescribed this. My bud tender told me that the ones that I always have that I show you guys, the woe candy, they didn't have those. And I was kind of upset. And he said, oh, but these hit. They better than those. Not hitting. Not better. I know. I should be the taste tester to let you know what your edibles really do and what they don't. Speaking of which, my black business spotlight. So yeah, y'all ain't told me what y'all was drinking and what y'all was eating tonight, but it's okay. But I'm gonna get back to some more edible stuff because I'm on my black business spotlight tonight. I gotta read directly from my sister's thing. So anyhow, our time capsule. Welcome. It is November 18th, 2025. Let me just tell y'all what today is. Because it's a slow day. Big Mama was looking real hard for content for this show. Not for the Sonsbands part, but you know, for all my fluff in the show and the stuff. You're gonna have to do them live. So, anywho, I got this heater on me. I move my drink because I don't want my drink to sit here because I'm sitting directly and it's kind of burning my face. Ash, can you pull the heater down so it'll be on my legs a little bit more and not burning my face? Because I got heat, lights. It's chaotic. Okay, I'll be telling y'all how chaotic this podcast making is. But it is what it is. So, time capsule. It is National Princess Day. National Princess Day. And National Princess Day. And I'm a motherfucking princess. So, hello, I'm celebrating. I'm celebrating with a green tea martini and this mango candy that is really hard to consume because it is not good. It is not good. And do nothing. Well, it don't do what it do. It don't do what it's supposed to do. So Dr. Norms, put a little more in your stuff. So that gets me to Black Business Spotlight this week. Sit on this one for a little bit. So I have been promoting my girlfriend's fashion show. She's a fashion designer. And for the last few years, I have modeled in her show. I will post on my Instagram some of the stuff. But anyhow, she's a fashion, her name is Oshawa Chanel, and she's a fashion designer. And this is my third year walking in her show. It was a great time, stressful to say the least, but fun. And it was her Fire and Ice collection. And she had this event with a chef. So that's why I was saying it was called Fire and Ice and Immersive and runway event. And we had a good time. And I'm going to post her highlight because she got to send it to me in order for me to post it and send that. But that was really cool. I loved it. That was awesome. And that was awesome. And I'm not going to promote my own stuff this week because I'm not. But I am going to promote my sister's stuff. And it's Gigi's Delectably Sweet Cannabis Indulgence. Take flight on my 420 adventure. This is my sister Lisa, okay? Lisa Neal, not Lisa Shelton. Lisa Neal, not Lisa Shelton. Okay. She has a homemade whiskey caramel sauce that contains THC. She also makes brownies, but what I have been hearing is this caramel sauce is beyond sneeze, and I will see how she would like me to promote it. Aside from telling you guys. But if you like caramel, she makes pans of brownies. You're having a party, a pan of brownies, they contain THC, and her caramel sauce contains THC. Either way, she's selling these items, and the caramel sauce is apparently a huge hit because everybody's talking about it. And I don't want y'all to not know and say, "Ooh, the holidays came up. We could have drizzled some of that caramel sauce all over the pie and all over the cakes and all over the." Well, go on and use some of Gigi's caramelized THC sauce all over y'all stuff. So that's Black Business Spotlight. And also, if you guys would like to advertise on said podcast, just let me know. Go ahead, DM me, email me, whatever. Doesn't matter. But I would be more than happy to promote your Black small business. So that is that. Here you go, Arch. And it looks like the other ones. Oh no. Oh, they said I gotta keep it open in order for it to finish. But here, you can still do what you need. So yeah, that's Black Business Spotlight. Now I want to get into a little bit of political climate, but not really, because of course, you know, we are waiting on these Epstein files. Or are we? Are we waiting on these Epstein files? Do we even care? Do you even love me like you say you don't love me? Because don't nobody. We care, but the problem is we don't feel as if anybody's going to be held accountable. So it's just more noise and more chatter. That's what I mean when I say, do we really care? Because if it's just going to be more of, some crap over here that ain't got nothing to do with nothing, then what difference does it make that we've sat here all this time talking about some files? So that's that. But in other news in political climate, it's funny that Marjorie Taylor Greene, big back Ugmo herself, hunchback of Notre Dame, okay? She getting into it with her man Trump. And we never thought we'd see that day. But baby, it's here, and it's funny that she thought that man wouldn't turn on her the way he's turned on every single person who ever goes against him. So Marjorie Taylor Greene, boo, bye. We tried to tell you. You sound as foolish as Candace Owens right now. So that's it. You on Trump's bad side and join the whatever. My life ain't really been doing too much nothing, but I told y'all last week I might have something this week because I had a lot of moving parts to this past week. So what we do? I walked in Sean's fashion show. Fun time. We had such a fun time being there with my niece. Girlfriends, we used to be in a singing group together. And some other people, but yeah, we had, and then some girls who I was in we walked in a few fashion shows together before too. So fun times. And then I went to Vegas. So I literally got off the runway at 8 It ran a little late, so like 8:20. Had to be at LAX at 9 o'clock. Had to go park my car at a parking ride because Jared flaked on me, and then had to get to the airport. It was a whole shit show, and it was raining. It was raining like crazy. What is up with this weather? I don't know what's going on with this weather, but I tell you this: it is hard to look cute. It is hard to be running through airports. It is hard to be late for your flight and trying to rush through traffic and get to the airport and then have all these things go wrong and then go through all. This is my life, okay? This is my life. And then God decide he want a downpour, okay? A downpour, a shower. I just took a shower, God. You know I need to catch that flight, but luckily I made it in the brink of the time. And I got on that flight. We went to Vegas. I say we went to Vegas because everybody in LA was in Vegas. Okay. So every single person that was in LA was in Vegas. If you were a Raider fan, you was in Vegas. If you was a Cowboy fan, you was in Vegas. Half of us left, pissed the fuck off. And the other half was walking through the airport smiling and shit like they just won the championship. Y'all won 3 games this year. Maybe 4. I think they 4. Yeah, because they got a tie somewhere up in there. Baby, y'all over there acting like y'all really did something, like y'all reigning victorious, and all y'all did was beat some losing ass Raiders. Okay, losers. We both losers. It wasn't no winner. What do Jay-Z say? Don't nobody win when the family feud. Oh my goodness! But that was a fun time. All my people was out there. All my folks, all my Raider folks, all the Raider clubs, all the Cowboy clubs. The Raider Nation South LA, I'm gonna tell you the party. Raider Riders, and then Kevin, what's his thing called? Star Status Cowboys or something like that. Child, our whole little world, the way we collide out here in LA, it just collided on out there in Las Vegas, and the Raiders lost bad at home. I said, yeah, no, even if I had a ticket, there was no need for me to go to that because it was cold and rainy, and I knew that was going to be a crapshoot. But I will say, yesterday I went to the spa. Ooh, baby. I went to the spa before the game. I slept through most of the game because it wasn't worth watching, and I knew that from like Q2. I said, Q2, minute 2. I said, yeah, there ain't no point in this. Ain't no point in watching this game. It's so funny because all the guys were outside and me and my cousin Stephanie was inside watching, and we was like, we can't take it. She changed the channel. I said, this is all bad. It's all bad. She changed the channel on it. So we didn't watch the rest of that horror show anyway. But I went to the spa for the first time in a long time. I did a hot plunge. I did a cold plunge. I was in the sauna. I was in the steam room only for a hot second. I said, girl, you black and you do not want this hair to be all like that. So I went in and I walked right back out. And then I said, the sauna is like dry, so I could do that. And that's what I did. And that was fun. And I had another one of them. I don't know if I done told y'all about this before, but I had a hemp massage. When I say I highly recommend this. Okay. You guys need to go to the JW Marriott Resort in Summerlin. And Spa Aqua is one of the best spas on this side of the Mississippi. And the spa itself is over like 40,000 square feet. It's absolutely gorgeous. But the treatments and the grounds, everything's just so clean and beautiful. You just gone now. Just gone now. Don't say I ain't never told you nothing. While I was in Vegas, their BravoCon. Do y'all watch any of the Bravo shows? I will say right now, the only thing I think that I'm watching on Bravo is Housewives of Potomac. And they a hot mess right now. But that is who I watched. And this week, my girl Monique came back because that's my favorite. That's the only reason why I really was waiting for her to come back. And of course, the Grand Dame, Karen Huger, she's out. And so Karen was at BravoCon. Now, had I known that, I would have scurried my little butt right on around to wherever she was to go meet her or go meet her, go see her, go listen to her talk. I don't know. But she just got out of prison. And baby, we love us some Grand Dames and we love us some Monique. So hopefully this show just turns all the way around because it needs an overhaul right now. And I think those are the two that's gonna give it to us. And I like that. Now, in Hot Topics, we're talking about Vegas. So yeah, Cowboys and the Raiders, and then BravoCon, which I did not attend, but it is what it is. Now, the Epstein files. Now, I don't want to bring this up in a political climate, but let's just talk about it, okay? What is coming out about Donnie is just so mm. So he like put his mouth on people. Bubba? Who Bubba? Who is Bubba? Because they saying that it's not Clinton. Now we do know that his nickname is Bubba. And when I be seeing these videos online, I'm wondering if they are AI, because that's a problem right now. It's so much AI going on that you have no clue as to what's really going on. If it's unreal, if it's fake. But I tell you this, what I saw, it didn't look good. It didn't look good at all. Videos of him playing around with former President Bill Clinton's genitalias and things. I'm gonna leave that hot topic right there because that's disgusting. Now, there's this dude, his name is David, and I don't know if this is his stage name because it's spelled D4VD. He's an up and coming singer. I've never heard of him. I just never heard of him. But it came across my page talking about that they found, because he had a Tesla, and it was at a tow yard, and or maybe it wasn't at a tow yard, but I know it's at Hollywood Tow right now. And people were complaining about a stench coming from the front seat of the car, coming from the car. A young lady by the name of Celeste Rivas Hernandez, 15-year-old young lady, deceased and body decomposing in this car. Now, this celebrity, because he ain't too celebrity, because don't nobody know who the heck he is, but this singer is only now being looked at as a suspect. It's his car. He's 20 years old. He is a 15-year-old. Now, that age isn't so wildly crazy to where it's like he's a 32-year-old messing with a 15-year-old. However, it ain't to say they was messing around. What it is to say is, why do you have a dead 15-year-old's body decomposing in the front seat of your car? And a bigger question, why is the police just now saying, after Ben finding this girl's body in this car, oh, we're now going to say that he's a suspect? What is up with the police right now? Did you guys see this heinous attack on this lady and her children in Chicago? Walking the streets of Chicago, all these little hoodlum kids, they're about, I wouldn't even say that they were over the age of 10 years old. It's sad, it's abhorrent, it's deplorable, it's egregious. It's, I don't know who's parenting these monsters and hoodlums, but everybody needs to see the inside of a jail off of the way in which they attacked this lady and her children. And I want to see everybody persecuted, prosecuted, and everything else because it was so bad. It made me cry. And I said, this can't be the children that Whitney was thinking about. There goes my coaster. Kids Corner, we ain't got nothing. I still ain't talked to Sterling. Chopper, I think he's coming next week, but who knows? Cause he be having audibles, okay? He'll pull an audible on us and say, "Oh, I'm only coming there because I need to leave from there to go to Sacramento or to go to somewhere because that's what my girlfriend at. So that's where I need to go." Excuse me, little boy. And then I don't know if y'all hear Chip smacking in the back. You shouldn't because I got new speakers that cancels the noise. Y'all associate producer, y'all niece, she is back there Cheetos. Speaking of which, you see they about to take the orange dye out of Cheetos, so it's gonna be clear. You ain't gonna get no more orange dust because it's just bad for you. They're banning it. Anyhow, um, she back here eating chips, directing this show. So that's what Shanice's been doing. And I don't know, guess that's what else she been up to. After watching them games and stuff. Just watching the games. She don't want to talk. She's like, this ain't her show. She said, I just work here. Okay. But see, let's get into the show then. Cause ain't nobody else, don't nobody want to talk to me. Don't nobody want to be my friend. I'm gonna have to pour me a little bit more green tea, martini. Um, let's get into the show. It's called Sonsbands. Do y'all even know what those are? Have you ever heard of them? Do you believe you ever dated one? And I should have broke it down. What's the difference between like a mama's boy and a sonsman? Because I think that there might be something. Maybe let's go off the cuff and talk about it. So y'all know I be over researching stuff. But anyhow, a sonsman is when your son becomes the man of the house before he's even a man. And we gonna get into it because it's all bad. This is like it's all bad. It's all bad. What exactly is a sonsman? If I could be more definitive with the breaking down the word of it, it's a son who was groomed knowingly or unknowingly to fill the emotional, domestic, or supportive role of that of a partner that they should feel. So ultimately, you turn your son into your husband, full-fledged husband, but he is your child. A sonsman is he's the man of the house before he even becomes a man himself, and not because he should, but because mama is lonely, traumatized, or emotionally dependent. And this, my friends, is emotional incest. And it sounds disgusting because it mentally is. Okay? Some of the roots, you know me, we're gonna go from inception to destruction. If it's something bad, we want to destroy it at the end, right? Um, the roots of a husband. Like, how do you even create them? Where they come from? What, where, who, what, when, where, how, why? Mm. A few places it comes from is single, lonely mothers. When you're a single parent and you're lonely, and the only thing that you have is this child here, sometimes that's where it's rooted from. Absentee fathers, divorcees. So I was once married, man left. Now got me a new man. He's the man of the house. This is mommy's new man. Again, that's still being single and a bit of the loneliness. Moms using their sons for companionship. Yes, we do want our children to be our friends. Yes, we do want to hang out with our children. Yes, we do want to cultivate a friendly, loving relationship. Not where I'm one of your little friends, but one where I can teach you the ropes of how to be respected in your friendships and relationships, how to have boundaries and all that. So we want to teach our children that by being that to them. But again, you still not one of my little friends. You still my son. Okay. Um, so when moms start to use their sons for companionship and emotional stability, when mothers have unmet emotional needs and that child becomes that filler or they fill the void because you ain't got something going on. So the only thing that you got that's closest to you in proximity and emotionally, that thing, not calling your child a thing, but that is right there. So that's, hey, thank you, bro, and you're back. Another root cause of mothers creating husbands, trauma bonds. Trauma bonds from abusive relationships. When your mama been getting it's very sad. When your mother has had some type of maybe assault with a man, and your son had to live through that experience with you. That bond, that trauma bond that you guys create, also creates this Sonsband, because now he's your protector. We're going to get all the way into that. And then generational pressure on boys to protect their mom, because that's kind of sort of what it is. And I had asked, are there any type of generational or cultural appropriation? So the more that I dug into this, it's a black and brown thing. No, it's not only black and brown women that create sonsmen. Um, yes, yes. It's not only black and brown, but you find it to be more prevalent in those cultures, and that's just what my research has shown. And it's mainly because in black and brown households, we celebrate sons as man of the house way too freaking soon. Way too soon. In these black and brown households, you'll hear things like, take care of your mama, right? You always hear someone telling a young black male, a young Hispanic male, make sure you take care of your mama. You're the man now. Heaven forbid something happened to, maybe his father was locked away or his father passed away or whatever happens. You're the man now. This little boy is 6. He's 7. He ain't nobody's man now. When the mother's loneliness, and it is very taught behavior, when you have someone and you say, the mothers are like, you're all I've got. Again, these are root causes. The root, this is how the seed is planted, the soil, the sun, the water. This is how this grows and takes shape and form and create a Sonsband. When you hear mothers say, don't leave me, to their sons, that's another way. Like, when you grow up, I don't want you to leave me. And when you say to your son, you're the only one. Yep. Pressure from, that's exactly what it is. And we don't get into that. That's exactly what it is. It's pressure from the mother. And that's what creates this. Um, when these black and brown families say, the mothers are quick to say, you're the only one who truly understands me, to their son. You're creating something here. It's the creation of emotional incest without physical violation. And I'll repeat that. It is the creation of emotional incest without physical violation. You're not violating your child in a physical manner. Mentally and emotionally, you're screwing him up. So how does it show up in the home? Because a lot of people, me, my podcast, I wanted you to see the tangibles of what it actually looks like. So for starters, when you make your son your confidant, yep, 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 not yep. Oh, we getting into it. You got my whole show already pinned, bro. But yes, for starters, when you make your son your confidant, you're confiding in him like your girlfriend. I'm going to work and this dude at work, and it's like I'm over here telling my son all this. It's not for your child. You need to go find a friend. Friendships. That's what that's for. That is not for you to put on your son. He is not your confidant. That is not who you're supposed to be putting this weighty stuff of a grown woman on a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, all those numbers. None of them. They're not your husband. My son at 29 is not my husband. Nowhere close to it. Nothing remotely close. And he can't be, because he's just not. When sons take on adult responsibilities far too early, albeit finances, dating, conflicts, if your son feels as if in any way that it's if it is mom she can't meet financial needs, one, he should never know that. How does he know about your finances? That is a child in an adult's mental space and place. They shouldn't even know that they need to go get a job to help you. That is causing him to abandon himself as a child. He's losing being a child to come step up to be a grown man that he is not. So, taking on adult responsibilities, that's what that looks like. When mother overshares her personal problems, you're sitting there venting. You should not be venting to your son about what's going on in your grown woman life. He ain't your friend and he ain't your man. He's not your confidant. That's not who that's supposed to go to. You're supposed to give that to somebody else, not to your son. That's not what they're there for. Um, it looks like when sons start to protect their mothers like a partner, when you go out, if your son is like, oh, like his I'll say toxic masculinity, because he's too young to know the difference between what femininity, masculinity, or anything in between should truly look like or feel like or have to exhibit it. And here he is doing, and I don't mean, oh, he opens the door for you. Well, you're teaching him to be chivalrous and you're teaching him to be kind and things like that. Have manners, to stand up when you see a woman come in and there's no seats available. That is not being, that is teaching your son how to be a well mannered man. That's not sonsman. Sonsman is when he walk in, he like, why are you over there staring at my mama like that? Like, well, this this energy of giving more than what's needed, because again, you're a child. So you shouldn't feel as if you need to protect me. You need to fight for my honor. That's what I should be doing as the mother bear. I'm going to fight for you. My son is 6'5", and I'm still, all these kids is bigger than me. All y'all get behind my little self. Now that y'all bigger than me, I don't care. My job is to protect you. I die protecting you. Never do I want my son to be hurt in any way by feeling as if they ever need to protect me. Now, of course, they weren't brought up like that, so I don't think they feel that way. However, I know they ain't about to let nobody just mess with their mama either. I get that. But I'm not talking about these inferences where it's just the outliers. I am talking about you have raised this boy and now he has taken on the responsibility of acting as if he is your protector. And that is not how these things are supposed to be. Another starter is what it looks like jealousy. When the mother begins to become jealous of a son's having a girlfriend, having a life, having whomever, and vice versa. When the son gets jealous that they mama now got somebody to date. You're raising a son, but that ain't none of their business. None of their business. None of their business. And it ain't none of your business for him having a girlfriend. Now, yeah, you want to teach him in love how to be polite and kind and all of those great things. But baby, you do not want to get in there like I'm your number one and she gonna be number two or whoever. No, you're supposed to raise your son to say, hey, raise you so that you know what it looks like when you get a woman, because she gonna be your number one, and then I then become your number two. If you have a daughter, I become your number three. You got $2, I become your number four. That's why you say when you raise them up, they supposed to cleave and go now. You the man, you gonna start your own family. You sever the cord, we cut the umbilical. No. Another starter, when moms praise, it's another one. You the only one who treat me right. And I'm gonna give y'all some examples of how this plays out. Okay, the boyfriend scenario, the boyfriend son. So son overhears mom arguing with a boyfriend. She on her phone, she in a room, they arguing or whatever. Then she comes over to her son in his room and she says, "You the only man who never hurts me." So he grows up, because this is the manifestation of it. This is what we talking about, JJ. He grows up believing that he must protect every woman he dates while also emotionally caring for his mother. Now, I'm responsible for two hearts. That of my mother and any woman that I deem getting into a relationship with. That is a lot of weight for any man to carry. Example number two, mama's date is ruined. Mama's out on a date. Her teenage son is texting repeatedly. Are you coming home? Who you out with? What time will you be back? Now, mom, because she knows she's raising a son, and ain't nobody gonna be bigger and better than her son anyway. She's flattered. She actually likes that her son is sitting there texting her when she has male company or female company, whatever she got going on, company, and she's more giddy and flattered that her son is blowing her up on her date than actually been flattered by the person that she's out here with. She's raising a Sonsband, and she thinks that that is cute. It's not cute, my love. It is so not cute. And then she realizes, because this is what she about to realize, that her son is acting a little jealous. When it starts to not feel so good, she starts feeling like, wait a second, like you acting like a jealous partner and not my kid. Well, baby, you ain't raising him to be your kid. You are raising him to be your man. And your man is mad that you out with another man. Duh. Here go another example. Um, the replacement husband. What about when you got him, your son, and you take the real man out and you drop the kid in? When you're a mother that constantly brags about your son, oh, he cooked for me, girl. He be taking the trash out. He reminds me of my appointments, and he be like, Mama, you need to wear this, and you need to do that. Like, he the best man I done ever had. He's the best man you've ever had. He's your son. So you hear the grossness of the emotional incest because it's nasty. And not nasty um in the way in which we see it like Trump feels for his daughter. But it's nasty. It's a nasty way of thinking, right? Um, because it just is. But then it creates all these behavioral signs in men, and then we grow up to be women who have to date these men. Yeah, it is. It's a sickening thing to know that your mother is causing incest, but it's a mental emotional incest because she's not physically violating you, but it's incest nonetheless. But then here go some of the signs and the way in which it manifests in men when they get older, right? So they become people pleasers. Don't nobody want no man who feels that he need to please every day. Let's play with this. I don't know why. Because that sucks. You want a man to be a man, emphatic with his words, um, stands true to who he is, confident, knows who he is, why he is, and all the things, and not somebody who's like, oh, I want you to come over here with me, homie. Oh, okay, I'll go over there. All right, man, I was gonna go over here. You wanna go? Okay, I'll go over there with you. But this is what you create in a Sonsband, a person that's a people pleaser. Men who have a broken sense of masculinity. They don't really know what the heck they're supposed to be. They're taught masculinity through being your Sonsband. And you already got a warped sense of what a man is supposed to be because you've already raised your son to be your man. So he's totally confused, okay? They have difficulty in setting boundaries. Why? Because they were never allowed to have boundaries as a child. Why? Because you had them doing grown man when they were supposed to be in there playing video games. You like, I need you to come take the trash out. Well, can we have a regimented time for trash, mom? Like every evening when you get home from school, take the trash out. Not, I need you to like you itching and complaining, and you coming at this young man as if he's your man. You're going through something right now, and you talking to him crazy like he your man. So you also take things out on this person as if they're an adult who's able to take this stuff and they still just a child. Uh, a lot of it the men become overly attached to their mothers. So it's not just the mama's boy, because there are such things as mama's boys, facts, and then there are sonsmen, and those are two totally different things. And maybe I have a breakdown on that one day, but maybe I'll do a short with that, the difference between a mama's boy and a sonsman, because there could be a lot of mama's boys who are sonsmen, but a sonsman is all its own thing, because it's a lot of mama's boys out there who are true whole men, but they are their mama's boy. Okay, that over attachment to their mothers. Another way it manifests in behavior signs in men, the conflict between moms and girlfriends. It is a fine line for a man to walk, just with a woman. And what Martin Lawrence in that movie is a thin line between love and hate, baby. How thin you think it's gonna be when it's three of y'all in a relationship? You, your mama, and your woman. You getting it from baby boy. Hello. Yes. Yes, that needs to be studied. That needs to be studied. That movie was definitely yes. Yes, 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 yes. Um, but yes, the conflict between the girlfriend and or the wife, spouse, whatever you try to have, when you are a sonsman, baby, you ain't never have supposed to have been married to nobody but your mama in the first place. So all these women, she's gonna find fault with there's never gonna be a woman that's better to be with you than her. You'll never be with anybody. The reason why you won't be with anybody because she's your wife. Another behavioral sign, men have guilt around independence and prioritizing themselves. Why? They've never been taught to prioritize themselves. How can I prioritize myself when down the hall at any given moment, this lady can say, I need this, give me this, come do this. And what are you supposed to do? You have to get your butt up, go run and get it and do it. It doesn't matter if you was in there reading, in there doing your homework, in there having fun with yourself, whatever it is, your needs come second to that. So you grow up having a problem finding where you fit in your own life. Where do I fit in my own life when she comes first? Her needs are paramount. They're before mine, and that's just how it is. Yeah, I don't know if you were on, bro, but yes, it is very common in black and brown communities. These are the ideologies that we tend to have. And as I dug and did more research, oh my gosh, how damaging. Another behavioral sign, having problems even finding a woman, okay? Because you're going to constantly find someone just like your mama, somebody who mimics those exact same emotional needs. Why? Because you're a pro at this point. You know how to do that. Plug and play. Like, just give me another one like her, and then I know what to do. I know how to do that because I got one of them at home. I've been doing this since I was 4. Right? That's bad. But for so many men, it is freaking true. The conflicted identity. They don't know if I'm supposed to be a lover, a protector, a thisser, a thatter. They are just lost as it relates to how to identify with oneself. What is my masculinity? What is my femininity? How can I be both protective and soft to my woman? How can I be a protector and a lover versus I have to be a lover or a protector because this is what I have been taught for such a young age. So those are just a few of the ways in which this manifests itself in adult men who have been made to be sonsmen. The true cost or the true damage of it all is your son loses his childhood. And you don't get two, you only get the one that you got. And you literally have robbed your son of their childhood. That's the damage. That's the toll. That's the cost. Your son grows up with confusion around masculinity. your son finds himself having complicated adult relationships. Yeah, that's your adolescence, your young manhood. That's your adolescence. You lose. That's a part of childhood. Adolescence is, I mean, that's a progressive stage. So it's not even just the little boy. You're still a boy at 12, 13, 14, 15. You're a boy, yes, shifting into other things with chemicals coming into play because now that's even more challenging. Not only am I a kid whose thing was warped and misshapen, now I got to deal with my body has got a mind of its own and it's doing some other stuff. I don't even know what it's telling me to do right now. Okay? And my mama come first. So I can't do it what my body is telling me to do. I gotta go see what she talking about because I come second. Everything about me comes second. And that's what happens in these scenarios when you turn your son into a Sonsband. Um, Another true cause of damage is the mother usually foregoes ever having any healing of her own. She never heals. So she avoids facing any level of healing that, yes, at all these ages, you are still a child until you are 30 years old, they say now. That is called a young adult. Young adult ends at 29. And then you finally become an adult at 30. Yes, that is young adulthood. Yes, 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 yes. You are spot on, bro. You sure the heck are all those ages exactly. Because you got to think, even at 15, 16, 17, all the way up to 24, 25, in today's time, you're still very tethered. Even if you ain't a son, but you're very tethered to your parents because of financial strain in this economy. So you're still very close to your parents, unless you done went off to college and then made your own way. For the most part, even a lot of kids went off to college and they came home and they still back with their mothers or whatever the case may be. So yes, all those ages, that's a young adult. You are a young adult sonsman. So you more of a sonsman than you losing more of the son and becoming more of the husband because of your age. You have more of a dependency to this person and her to you. And another true cost is all this shit is cyclical. The cycle repeats. One day his mama may die and he do get with somebody, or maybe he gets with her before his mama died. Mama and the girlfriend, and mama and the wife got strife and this negative energy. He creates kids and it just circles the freaking wagon. You know me, I can never leave y'all out there without bringing it back around to where we can find some healing and some somethingness, right? The healing is understanding your son is not your partner. Seek adult relationships, okay? You need friends, baby girl. Friends, girls, guys. As a matter of fact, I would implore you to find more guy friends than girlfriends. Because clearly, what may be lacking, if it is, if, and I don't mean guy friends for any type of activity sexually, I mean literally to have a better understanding of men and having platonic relationships with men where you can talk to men and bounce things off of them and hear things back from a man. Because your girlfriends might pump you up and y'all all a bunch of ditzy dummies. And y'all saying a bunch of stuff that ain't gonna get you nowhere. You need male friends in your life, okay? So get you some adult relationships because your son should not be your friend where you dumping all of this. You need to go after work, go to the bar, have a couple drinks, talk to your homies, have some conversations, and that is therapy, my love. The healing is allowing him to grow up without guilt because that's what your son feels. Yes, with JJ, you talking? Yes, that is probably why I'm always depressed because I ain't got the VIP to go do that no more. Because that's my life. If people only knew my life, I'm so well rounded because of you. and my brother. So my brother's on the line tonight, y'all. JJ, y'all say hi, JJ. Um, I grew up around boys, men. We all were coming of age at the same time. Y'all go back and watch my Tomboy to Princess episode. Was that last week, Audra? It was week. Last week, Tomboy to Princess, and it is it gives you a little bit of foundation as to who I am if you don't know who I am. And understanding me, I grew up very well rounded. And so much of that is because of my brother there, our brother who passed away, Dewan, and just having so many men in my circle who are my friends, who love me. Ain't got nothing to do with anything else and will always tell me about me when I'm wrong, if I'm right, and everything in between. And you need that. You definitely need that. Yes, I got girlfriends too, but you as a woman definitely need you to have some strong men in your life who love you like a sister and will always give you 100 and ain't gonna sugarcoat it for you. And you know what's being said with love, so you don't feel no kind of way tired about it. You're more grateful, appreciative, and if you wise, you take it, you listen, you download it, and you understand yourself better because someone is seeing you differently than a way that you've ever seen yourself before. So that's that. That's the healing. Surround yourself with some people who love you. Surround yourself with some adults. Surround yourself with both men and women relationships. Take all that off your son. That is guilt, and you are doing him a disservice. Let him grow up without the guilt. Healing. Rebuild your life outside of your child. Become whoever it is. Become I am so blessed. I'm blessed because of y'all. And that's why I'm blessed, is because of the people in my life. That is why I'm blessed. Not because of anything I have, and I ain't got nothing. All I got is human capital. And as they continue to leave me, I'm just left with all of everything that everybody instilled in me. JJ, you ain't supposed to have me crying on my show. So yeah, the healing. You want to rebuild your life outside your child so that you do not anchor theirs. You don't want to anchor their life in yours to where these kids can't ever grow up, thrive, and be who God intended them to be before you got your claws in them and just pounced and held them down like prey all of their lives. Allow those babies to thrive. Create healthy emotional boundaries with your children. If you don't know what that is, go talk to a male friend. That's why you need male friends. My male friends helped me raise my male sons. Not that they didn't have a father, but what I can't talk to their father about, I can talk to my brothers about, and they can tell me, "Nah, sis, you can't do that." And I've heard that so many times. So many times. "Oh no, you gotta let nephew do this. Oh, you can't do that to my nephew. Oh, you gotta do such and such, such." Not because what we want to do. Sometimes as women, we just love our kids so much that we do them a disservice with the love too. And it has nothing to do with sons. It just got to do with our own love and protection that sometimes what we're doing is not that great. And you need to talk to someone to help you, guide you as a mother so that you're wiser in parenting and you don't create these destructive things within your children to cause them to be toe up as adults. So those healthy emotional boundaries, because you do not want to create no emotional incest with your child, because that's another healthy thing to do. Love him enough to give him his freedom. Love your child, love your son enough to allow him to be free to be who he is, who he desires to be, and you support that. My thought is your son deserves to be a child and you deserve to be healed. Please stop raising husbands and start raising healthy men. So, in conclusion, we're gonna wrap it up. Let's see how good I did today. Ooh, Aja, I'm almost right on time. A Sonsband is not a compliment. It's a warning. Your son is not your man. Your trauma is not his responsibility. And your healing is not his job. The greatest gift you can give your child is the freedom to be a child and the courage to grow up into the man he wants to be, not the man that you needed. My on purpose, this Kennedy segment, my on purpose statement of the day comes from the Dalai Lama. Remember that sometimes not getting what you want is a wonderful stroke of luck. Now I gotta repeat it. Remember that sometimes not getting what you want is a wonderful stroke of luck. That's the Dalai Lama. So, my low of this week has been this weather. It is depressive. And this time of the year, I know people talk about seasonal depression. And I can understand that because I got depression all year long. So, sometimes it's worse. Sometimes it's good. I will say in the summer because I'm able to be out more, it feels better. Um, but again, with this perimenopause and insomnia, I got tinnitus in my ear right now. We all over the place. So the low of the week is the weather, the depression, and these damn Raiders losing to the Cowboys because we got to listen to the Cowboys. Like I didn't even answer the phone because Cowboys was calling me, and I was like, I had to do them like Yunty, like scram, beat it, vamoose, get off my line. My high of the week because we're gonna end this on a high note every week now. My high of the week. Supporting my girl Oshawa Chanel in her fashion show. We had a good time. Big Mama ripped the runway. Okay, she did that. And yeah, it was a really great time. And it's always fun celebrating because that's always my thing. Like last week, it's fun for me to celebrate my loved ones living their dreams and doing big things because it takes a lot to be a doer in a world where everybody has two lips that just be bumping their gums. So when people are really out there in a boxing ring boxing because they said that's what I want to do, I love it. And my girl, she makes designer clothes. Well, she's a designer, so she designs and makes the clothes. And not only does she do that, she put on a whole fashion show. So that is to be commended. That is my high of the week. As you know, I love you guys. I thank you guys so much for watching. You don't got, oh, I didn't show y'all my dress, but you know, it's on one of them clips or whatever. See, Big Mama got on a dress today. It's not a shirt, it's a dress. So I love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. You know the drill. Y'all ain't got, oh, I tried to put on a new necklace for y'all. It's like some, what is it called? The green stuff. Ivory. It's a little ivory thing that I had got a while ago from somebody's beach or something. I said, ooh, I'm wearing green everything. So I'm wearing that. So that's what I got on. So yeah, y'all know you ain't got to go home, but you do got to get up off my line. So thank y'all. I love y'all. Subscribe, share this show with whomever, and hit the notification so whenever I go live, y'all will see that. And I love y'all. Thank y'all. Bye.